Well, the Roxolani are very much a one-dimensional faction. They can only be played in one way, and that is with just endless cavalry. So, I don't think you'll find too much of an interest in this video, unfortunately. However, it is still a faction I'll have to go over. Roxolani really is a, like I say, one-dimensional. It does have, compared to its contemporaries in Masagetai and Royal Scythia, an abundance of the Draco ability, one of the best abilities in the game. However, it does have the worst sort of horse archers of the three nomadic factions, considering Masagetai has the Cataphract variant and Royal Scythia has the 150 range armoured horse archers. These guys don't have either, but they do have, like I say, an abundance of Draco and a really good shock cavalry in the Sarmatian Royal Lancers. Unfortunately, there's not much to say in this opening part, but if you do play Roxolani, you're probably taking it to counter another cav faction because of the Draco, right? They have really good melee cav, like the Sarmatian Horsemen. Sorry. Sarmatian Horsemen for 660 are incredibly cost effective. Your cavalry in general is very good, and which you would hope it would be because it's a step faction. So, as long as you could do well in other cav factions, or if you do sally with Roxolani, you're probably better at it than maybe Royal Scythia, just having cheaper cav and an abundance of Draco. But versus Masagetai, it's a tough debate because of the Saka Cataphract horse archers and the Saka Cataphracts. But I think that will do it for its sort of positives and negatives. Now I'll just sum up now before we go over. So for negatives, weak horse archers, no infantry. For positives, lots of Draco, and cost-effective melee cav and a really good elite shock cavalry. So yeah, I will make a cut and we'll go over to the meta channel. So, as you can probably tell, this is going to be a quick video, which is probably a nice break considering the Egypt and Rome videos were quite long. There's only 10 units in their entire roster, but all but one, I'd say, one or two have a purpose, so there you go. And this guy's continuing to yap, but we'll ignore him. Sarmatian Riders, not a good cav overall with its stats. He's got some decent ones, but he's got no survivability and is light. However, the reason you bring this unit, also it's the fact it's only 340, it's far cheaper than other light cav. It's got Draco. It is a very good ability. It gets rid of any bonus versus large on units. It makes units just worse than cav versus cav because of bracing, stuff like that. It's very, very good to allow your cav to get that extra damage and also excellent on the charge. This is probably more applicable to stuff like the Sarmatian Horseman though. It is an area of effect, so it's not a single unit. It will debuff all units in an area for a certain amount of time. So if you can send these guys in to eat the peeler from the frontline infantry, hit Draco, the Sarmatian Riders probably gonna die, but then you charge in at the Step Nobles, you're gonna do a lot of damage. Okay, sorry about that. Dog started barking. Step Lancers, don't really have a place. Yes, they're shock cavalry, but they're less survivable, less overall stats other than charge bonus. And they don't have Draco, and they cost the same as the Sarmatian Riders, so I'd always get the Sarmatian Riders over the Step Lancers because of the Draco. So, yeah, not much to say about this unit, unfortunately, but in other no-bad factions, they would have a place, as we'll see in Royal Scythia soon. Actually, they don't no, Royal Scythia don't actually have them. So, I only guess Masagetai might have a purpose for them. So, moving on to some of their better units, such as the Sarmatian Horsemen. One of the best melee cav in the game, slightly less survivable than something like a heavy horse of 60 armor over 70, but their stats overall are impeccable, and they have the Draco ability, 660. They're medium, so only thing that can be better is heavy, but if they have Draco, it kind of makes up for it, along with the excellent stats overall.
With a nasty temper.
Okay, anyway. These guys will serve you very well. 2 or 3 of these in a Roxolani anti-cav army, and then you can bring a couple. I don't play Roxolani often, but I'd imagine you could bring 1 or 2 or 3 of these guys for the Draco, as it is a reusable ability. and you just sort of flatten everything in your path because of the lack of bracing, because of Draco, and also any bonuses as large is gotten rid of, meaning spears aren't that effective against it anymore. And yeah, that's Sarmatian horsemen. They're almost twice the cost of the Sarmatian riders, and very much worth it. But these guys aren't going to be your infantry killers. They are the support role. You got the the steppe armored lancers, which are heavy shot cavalry. They're not that survivable. Though for 550, they're certainly usable. You can bring a couple of these in your army for like a cheaper shock cavalry. Being heavy, they can do some damage, though they're not the same to the same degree as the steppe noble lancers. Overall, decent stats, with the exception of melee defense and survivability. But these guys will lose most cav fights they go in. And oftentimes, if you're out of the Sarmatian riders or steppe lancers, you'll send these guys in to eat the javelins instead of the steppe nobles, which are your real heavy hitters. So a couple of these guys will do good, though I think they might be outshined by the Sarmatian horsemen. For yes, they do cost 100 more, just over 100 more, but I think it's worth it. You know, the steppe noble lancers, your core cavalry, very heavy shock cav. They're just about as survivable as a Thessalian, so not that survivable. But they're very, very deadly on the charge. Excellent stats all around. They can win many cav fights, especially the Draco, the Sarmatian Horseman. Excellent stats all around for 750. They're incredibly cost effective. And these guys will be main killers, like I say. 7 or 8 of these in an army is going to do very, very well. You can do 6 if you want to go for the more supporting roles of the Sarmatian Horseman. Or get some heavier horse archers. But really, this is your overall core unit. Unfortunately, I can't talk that much about Roxolani's units, as it's so one-dimensional. I can only say what's worth bringing, what's not. It's going to be a quick video, like I say. I wish I could go in more into depth, but none of these units even have missile block shards except for the melee cav, and I don't know it because it really doesn't matter. The Sarmatian Royal Lancers. This is... don't know if I call it the best shock cav in the game for the price, though it very well might be. It doesn't have Draco, though 90 armor, 110 health is quite good. 80 charge bonus is phenomenal. 1,150, it's one of your general options, alongside the noble horse archers, the steppe variant, not the eastern variant. 1 or 2 of these in attacking or defense is very, very good. They'll win almost every cav fight. Obviously, they are better like Royal Cataphracts, but I doubt. You'll have these guys 1v1ing them, but these guys will do so well against everything. Same mass damage as the steppe nobles, but the extra stats will make them kill more, and also their survivability will help them take javelins, arrows, slings, whatever's coming their way. But overall, a very much recommended unit, and I don't want to always take this as my general option. It's a very safe unit for your general. Next up, you got the horse archers. So you got the Amazonian steppe, the regular steppe archers. I will cover them both. Don't bring the regular steppe horse archers because you got the Amazonians, which yes, they have slightly worse stats overall, but they have 150 range, meaning that they are the same range as a foot archer compared to these guys. And for what it's worth, they do gain a whistling shot. And these guys cost like 20 more. They are capped at 3, meaning if you do +1 rules, you have 2 horse archers left. Or if you're doing standard 1-4, you only have 1. Okay, sorry, got builders over and the dog's still not used to not barking at them. But as I was saying, like Amazonians, I'd get at least 2, preferably 3 because of the high range, and they can compete better with regular foot archers, and they easier to dodge their arrows with, though they are not going to do any damage in melee. They're the least fireable cavalry unit in the game. Then you got the noble and armored horse archers. It's difficult to say. The noble horse archer is probably a more likely choice because it is a gen option. And then you can use the Sarmatian Royals more freely, or you don't bring them and bring more of your like mid-tier cavalry. But either works, as it gives you a slightly more armored horse archer, you know, tank for your arrows, 4 missile damage, much like all their horse archers do. Decent stats all around, heavy missile cav, medium missile cav. They can do damage to missiles on the charge, and if they get into the back of infantry, to help break units by attacking them in the rear and do some extra damage. For 580 on the armored horse archers and 790 on the nobles. Both are pretty good. They just don't confuse these noble horse archers with the eastern ones, which are much better. Sorry for the short video, but I'll post army comps on screen now. Since it's very one-dimensional factional, and you put one attacking comp now, then in one defending comp as well, so 2 injured overall. And hopefully, and Saba next time, so it'll be a much bigger video. And after that, it'll be not Roxolani, Royal Scythia.